welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's doing good. Sorry if my background keeps changing. My bookshelf just gets better light over here. You could see me better. I don't have to deal with a bunch of ring lights because then it gets hot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But anyways, we have, what are we talking about today? So we have a book haul. And I'm super excited because I have been reading a couple books, actually more than a couple books. You see my TBR cart back here? Most of that is fantasy. So we're gonna get into this cart today, most of the cart today. I don't know, we're gonna see how this goes. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Oh, we're gonna pull my cart up here because, oh, that almost fell, yeah. Oh, so first things first, we got the From Blood and Ash series. So I have read the first two, which is From Blood and Ash, and the second one is Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. So I did read these two, and I'm currently on The Crown of Gilded Bones. I am not that far in. I need to take this to work to finish it because goodness gracious. And this series, oh my goodness, everybody has been on this series. You guys, like these books right here, yeah, you see these are the reasons why my cart is filled to the absolute top, and then I actually have 6 more containers underneath my bed, but we're not going to get into that container because that's just a whole other story and we can't get into that. Like I said, I'm on The Crown of Gilded Bones, so once I get that book finished, I'll let you guys know how I like it. But yes, From Blood and Ash, this series, I did pick this series up. The next book that I got was The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So I do have this on audiobook, but then with the audiobook, I'm not too fond of the narrator, so I was kind of like, let me just get the physical book so I can read this in my mind in the voices that I want to read it in, you know, the whole spiel. So this one, it's about a girl named Galaxy, aka Alex, where she goes to Yale University, and Yale has like this secret society where there's a bunch of, I don't want to say magical beings, but there's a lot of paranormal, supernatural things going on in like the underground of Yale. That's about as much as I know, but I thought it was really, really interesting. And all the Goodreads recommendations that I'll give, I saw at least most of it gave it 5 stars. At least all the people that I follow gave it 5 stars. I thought this was interesting. And why is there sticky stuff on the binding? Always check your bindings and the pages when you go to Barnes & Noble, people, because some people just have nasty hands and they just touch all over stuff. Yes, The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. We're gonna read this. So the next book that I got was A Discovery of Witches. So apparently this is a show on AMC, and I've never seen it before. I've actually never heard of it on AMC. Somebody said it's also on Hulu, but I also never heard of it on Hulu before. But this one, it's about a girl named Diana, and she works at Oxford as I think it's a librarian, and she's also a witch. She doesn't really want to be a witch, so she kind of tries to hide her powers because she just wants to tuck it all under the rug because her parents were killed. But then she gets a book into her possession at the library, and it actually starts stirring up her magical powers, and it actually wakes up a lot of like demons and vampires and other witches in the area. But she meets this vampire, and he also wants the book, and it looks like she's gonna have to go on an adventure to protect this book. I thought this was interesting, and Goodreads had a lot of good things to say about it, and there's also a TV show on it. So I am going to read the book and then watch the TV show. This one is by, oh, it's book 1 of All Souls trilogy. And this one's by Deborah Harkness. So A Discovery of Witches. This is also one of the ones that I'm going to be reading. So next one, yeah, I had to follow on the bandwagon. So Shadow and Bone. When I was never really interested in this series. I was kind of just like, I don't know, it just wasn't my vibe. I don't know. I was just like, you know what? Buy one, get one 50. Let me just see what this is about. So I haven't read this book yet, but it's a show on Netflix, and it is about a girl named Alina, where she is like a soldier. It says, but when her regiment is attacked, Alina unleashes dormant magic that she doesn't even know she possessed. And now Alina will enter a lavish world of royalty and intrigue as she trains with the Grisha, her country's magical military elite, and falls under the spell of their notorious leader, the Darkling. So that already sounds like she's going to be falling for the Darkling. And yeah, so this one, there's 3 books in the series: Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and then Ruin and Rising. I can't read, and I have all these books. So Ruin and Rising. So this one is also by Leigh Bardugo, and some of her books actually are in the same world. It's just they're spin-offs. And I was just like, you know what? I'm feeling left out. Let me just read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So eventually I'm gonna get to this one, but this is one of the ones we picked up. So the next book that I got was Three Dark Crowns, and this is by Kendare Blake. So me and my boyfriend actually got this book together, so we plan on buddy reading. But this one, it's about 3 queens, and they're all heirs to the crown, each possessor of coveted magic. Mirabella is an elemental able to spark hungry flames of vicious storms at the snap of her fingers. Catherine is a poisoner, one who can ingest the deadliest poisons without so much as a stomach. Arsinoe, a naturalist, is said to have the ability to bloom the reddest rose and control the fiercest of lions. But becoming Queen of Crown isn't solely a matter of royal birth. Each sister has to fight for it, and it's not just a game of win or lose, it's life or death. I picked this up because I was like, let's give this a shot. I really want to get into the YA fantasy, and I figured with something like this, it's going to help me get more into it. So the next book that I got was A Touch of Darkness. So this one, it is a new adult and is from what I'm understanding, it is spicy. So we got a couple jalapenos up in there. I don't know much about Greek mythology, but I was like, okay. So I did see that this one did have a lot of smut in it. So, and I'm 28, so I can handle that kind of thing. And there's also 2 more books after this series, so I do plan on giving all of the series a read for this one, and it's by Scarlett St. Clair. It's not a really big book, so I feel like this one is going to be relatively easy to read. So this one is going on the shelf for when I'm in a slump. The next book that I got was A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Why is there dust on the cover? Oh no, maybe that's just the cover. Beauty and the Beast vibes all the way through. From what I'm understanding, it is basically like Beauty and the Beast, but with a little bit more magic than that in here. So this book, it is also a trilogy by Bridget Kemmerer. I kind of like that name because it sounds like my name, Kemmerer. Sorry. So this one is going on the cart for the YA fantasy. So the next book, it is by Sarah J. Maas, Throne of Glass. So this one, it is, I think there's 7 books in total. We're gonna see how much we can read with all these books because there is a lot of books in this series. So this one, it is about an assassin named Selena, and she has to win her freedom by fighting for the king who actually enslaved her. So her deal is when she gets out, she plans on everybody that enslaved her. But then she meets this charming prince and her charming guard, and things might change with that. So, but I'm already started. I'm on page 87, but Throne of Glass is what I picked up as well. The next book is The Cruel Prince. So this one, I was told it was between young adult and YA fantasy. I'm sorry, young adult. It's between new adult and YA. More so leaning onto the new adult because there are some sexy scenes in here. I'm not sure, I haven't read it. Obviously. So this one, Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son. Wickedest? Is that a word? I guess so, it's on here. And wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. So this book also has 3 books in the series, maybe 4, I think. I thought this was a really interesting book, you know, just to get myself into the YA fantasy realm. And this one, I also did see a bunch of good things about it on Goodreads. So I was like, okay, we'll give this one a go too. So The Cruel Prince, that one got on my list as well. So I did get 2 books. There is one more book in the series, and this Storm and Fury, and then this one is Rage and Ruin. There is one more book that's not out yet. So the books are about a girl named Trinity, where Trinity lives in, she's basically a half mortal and then half like supernatural being, but she can see ghosts and spirits. But apparently in the world, nobody knows that she's human, and then but she's not quite a human. She's kind of, like I said, she's half and half, but she can see spirits and ghosts and she can communicate with them, and she also has super heightened abilities, and she's very strong. So she is placed under the protection of the wardens, and she just has to live this unassuming life in the land with all of the rest of the wardens and everyone, because nobody can know that she's human or she will be killed. She does have her friend who is a gargoyle looking after her, and I thought that was really cool. You got a gargoyle as a best friend who's also your protector, and they're bonded, so he has to go with her wherever. But you know, Trinity just wants to do her thing. She knows she has the powers and the abilities to do these things, so she really just wants to go out there and test her luck. But then there are other dangerous creatures that are coming over the wall, and Trinity is the only one that knows about it, but she can't let anybody know that she can see that because she's supposed to be human. So I thought this one was going to be really, really interesting, and it's by Jennifer Armentrout. She also wrote the From Blood and Ash series. So I was just like, okay, let's give that one a go because I really, really enjoy her writing. And my boyfriend was an angel and got me the first and second book. So I will be getting the third book once that one comes out. These three, soon to be three, are something that I think you guys should try and add to your list as well. So the last books that I got were Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palpreto. This is a trilogy. And so I have the first and the second book here. So the first book, look at this cover, how cool this cover is. And look at this one too. I saw it and I was like, okay. It says, I had a sister once. I promised her the throne would not come between us, but it is a fact of life that one must kill or be killed, rule or be ruled. Sometimes the title of queen is given, sometimes it must be taken. Boop. Yep, we like it. We're gonna read it. Two sisters are fighting for the crown. One already has the crown and she's like, I would rather die and take everyone with me than have my sister become queen. And that's deep. So my boyfriend thought it was going to be super, super interesting. So he did get me the books, and let me hold this right. He did get me the books, and I'm super, super excited to read these and add these onto my TBR YA fantasy cart. Okay, you guys, that is it for my YA fantasy haul. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm super, super excited about all of these books. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see in the comments down below, or let me know of any other YA fantasy books that you guys think I should read or give a go. But like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.